Make, there we go. Make your way on down whenever you're ready. Good. My mom figured out the link. Perfect. You can kind of stretch, wiggle, move around any way that feels good to you. Draw the knees in, roll around a little bit, just starting to get a sense of how your body is feeling this morning. And then from there, when you're ready, you can grab one dumbbell in each hand and hold them all the way up. Okay. Perfect. And then we're going to go shoulder blades and head up. The head is optional. Okay. Head is optional. Shoulder blades and optional head lift. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to exhale, reach your arms back. Okay. Then you're going to bring your head down if you had it lifted, and then you're going to bring the arms forward. Okay. So you could do this thing without the head lift, or if you're good with it, you can do it. So it's shoulder blades, an optional head, arms back. Okay. Head down once your arms get behind you, and then bring the arms forward. Right now, for these first few, we're just spreading the toes, keeping the feet planted on the mat. We're looking for a little bit of front of the neck activation. You don't really want back of the neck or side of the neck working too much, which is a little bit of a journey. So not the end of the world if you are feeling that, but just saying that so that you can start to try to connect with like these muscles, right on the front of the neck when you lift the head. And it might involve like just slightly tucking or slightly untucking your chin to see if you can get those to kick on. Okay. But then you could also, like I said, not even do the head lift. Okay. From there, we're going to progress it. So if you were lifting the head, or even if you weren't, either way is good. You're just going to gently rock your head from side to side. Relax that. We still got our dumbbells. Great. And then we're going to bring the knees over the hips. Okay. Knees over hips right here. Okay. And we'll flex the ankles. We'll pull the toes towards the face. And then from there, again, we're going to press the dumbbells up. So shoulder blades and optional head lift. Okay. You're going to start to reach both arms back as one leg goes forward. Okay. Don't go crazy with how far you reach back or with how forward you go with the leg. The head comes down, arm and leg come back to center, and then head comes up optional with the arms, right? So then other leg goes forward. So it's a little bit of like a core dead bug variation. Now, if I'm not lifting the head, it's just going to look like this. I'm just going to reach back, keeping my head down, and then draw the arm and leg in. You'll still get a lot out of it if you're going for it like this, right? I'm not like reaching my leg so far forward that my core gets disconnected, okay? If I am doing the head lift, I press it up, I lift the head, I go arms back, leg forward, head down, and then I bring my arm and leg back in, okay? So see if you can get maybe one or two more on each side. And then abs should be kind of on fire from something like that. And then take a rest. You can gently windshield wiper the knees side to side. Is great. And then we're going into some of our glute hamstring work. So grab your yoga block. We'll put it, let's do under the right foot to start. So, and you could do this one on the ground as well if for some reason you didn't want to elevate the foot. Elevating the foot makes this a little more challenging. We're going to warm things up just with left foot on the ground, right foot on the block. Okay, you're going to push through both feet, lift the hips up, and then lower the hips down. So just warming up some bridges, driving through, especially the right foot. This is going to lead to a single leg bridge on the right side. But it's kind of nice to warm it up with help from both sides. And this is also a place where you can start to think like, okay, is my right foot, my block, is it too close? Is it too far? Does it feel just right? You want kind of a mix of glute and hamstring. Like if it's too far away, you're probably only going to feel hamstring. If it's too close, you might feel more glute and not as much hamstring. So we kind of want a little mixture of both. Okay. Okay. From there, go ahead, bring left knee in towards your chest. Okay. And then you're going to spread through your toes on that right foot. Make sure your heel is on your block. Okay. We're going to push into the right foot and bring the hips up. Okay. Perfect. And then you're just going to lower halfway down and drive those hips up. Okay. Now pay attention. So you're just going halfway down and all the way up. Halfway down, all the way up. We're going to continue, but pay attention where your body weight is on your right foot. And if you go, more towards the inner edge of your heel, that's going to feel like more inner hamstring, inner thigh, but hopefully lots of good glute. If you're more out wide, that's going to be more like outer hamstring, outer glute, that area. Center is hopefully kind of more tissues in the center. So I didn't say which one you necessarily should go for, but just be intentional about where your pressure is in the foot. You could really be in any of those three spots, but maybe visit a spot you didn't like naturally go to, or you might notice like, oh, it feels much better for me actually if I bring my knee a little in towards midline. So just being aware of that. Okay, relax for a second. Maybe hit the heel on the back of that leg. So now we have a more challenging kind of single leg progression here. So we did a similar variation on Friday, but still have your right foot on the block. Okay. Yep. Go ahead, lift the hips. Okay. Now you're going to bring your left leg long out in front of you. Okay. Now you might need to put your hands on your hips and like actually turn your pelvis so you know you're doing this right. But you're going to lower your hips down towards the ground. Like I can even let my left glute kind of touch the floor here, and I'm turning my pelvis to the left. I turned my whole pelvis. It's dropped and it's to the left. Now I'm driving through my right foot. I'm bridging my hips up and I'm turning my pelvis in towards the right a little. Okay. So I come down. I'm not like dumping my weight into my left hip. I still have a lot of load through my right foot when I'm at the bottom. And now I bridge up and I turn my pelvis to the right. Now, in terms of your right foot, when you go to the bottom, it'd be good, you can go to the outer edge of that heel, okay, of the right heel. But then when you come up, find the inner edge of your right heel. Or if that's a lot to think about, just stay in the center of your heel for both. You could just stay in the center of your heel as you come down, and then stay in the center of your heel as you drive up. Okay. There is a world where if that's too much, because that should be kind of brutal, where you actually do this exact same thing with your left heel gently on the ground the whole time. But you just have to be very intentional about putting weight through your right leg. So I still get a lot out of it with my left heel on the ground like this, right? It would just look like that, or everything's off the ground. Okay. So that should really get all parts of your right glute and hamstring. Okay. And then shake it out. Maybe kick the heel back there, rub behind the leg. Awesome job. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do all that on the other side. So block is under the left foot. Right foot is on the mat. Okay. Driving through both feet, bridging the hips up. Okay. And I'm more so, I would say, rolling instead of like thrusting. I'm kind of rolling my spine up and then rolling the spine down. It's, versus just like a one unit movement. I'm kind of being segmental about it here. And that's just to also kind of warm up the spine with the glutes and the hams. Okay. And you're starting to get aware of the bottom of your left foot. You're putting nice pressure through the ball of your foot and your heel, and you're moving those hips up and down. Okay. Awesome. Once you're good with that, you can bring your right knee in towards you, push through that left foot, hips are up, and then halfway down. Up, halfway down. So the glute is kind of still working at the bottom of the movement. It's in a more lengthened position. And then you push through your left foot to come up, and you're being aware of where your body weight is, especially in your heel. Okay. Not that you only have weight in the heel, you do have weight in the ball of your foot too. But if you're on the inner edge of the heel, that's going to feel like one thing. If you're in the center, that's going to feel different. If you're on the outer edge, that's going to feel different. Try to go somewhere that maybe your body didn't naturally go to. Okay. Because then you're going to get into some tissues that maybe need some attention. Okay. Good. And we're just going halfway down and driving up, halfway down, driving up. Okay. And then take a little rest for sure. For sure, you want to rest for a sec before this next one. Okay. So now this is where we're going to do this big kind of airplane movement that we do in all kinds of shapes. Whole pelvis turns away, then whole pelvis turns towards this left leg. Okay. So I lift my hips, right? I'm going to extend my right leg in front of me. Okay. When my hips come down, I'm rotating my pelvis to the right and I'm pulling my left knee out or staying in the center. Okay. Now I drive up and I'm turning my whole pelvis to the left. Okay. And I'm bringing my left knee in slightly towards inner heel, or I'm trying to stay in the center. Right. So I'm coming down. I turn away. I don't let my left knee go with me. And then I drive up and I turn towards. So it's like kind of the ultimate full pelvis external rotation, full pelvis internal rotation type of movement. It should really get into that glute and hamstring, right? If I need to, I just bring my right foot to the ground, and it's not going to be as big of a movement, right? But I can still do the turning. I can rotate away, I can rotate towards, and I can still have my weight through my left leg. Okay. So down and then I drive up. Good. And take a rest. Relax, shake out the left leg. Okay. Great job there. Let's get one more. We'll do our cross body dead bugs here. So grab one dumbbell. Okay. And you hold it in both hands. And then I would just practice a few times. So the cross before we add things in, just so that you're like, okay, this is like all I need to do. So I'm bringing my dumbbell to my right shoulder, and people are always kind of confused about where to cross it, but think of crossing down towards like your left oblique. Okay. And as soon as I feel my left elbow touch the ground, I'm good. It really doesn't need to be this like big dramatic movement. And I would think of it as a cross more than a chop. Like it's not really this like quick chopping motion. It's more of this slow, controlled cross. Okay. So from there, bring your knees over your hips. Okay. We'll have lots of options too. Dumbbell is at right shoulder. Dumbbell's at right shoulder. Okay. I'm reaching my left leg forward a bit. So that left leg is a bit extended. Okay. Now I switch my legs as I bring my dumbbell across. Okay. Then I switch my legs back as I bring my dumbbell back to my shoulder. Something to really pay attention to. Get in touch with the back of your rib cage, the left side and the right side. Don't let that right side lift as you cross your dumbbell. Okay. If this is feeling like too much, or you're like, oh, I'm arching my back, or I feel in my back, I'm not feeling my core, anything like that, you're going to do it single leg. So it would be left leg forward, and then you bring that leg in towards you, right? So right shoulder, cross to left oblique. Okay. We're not bringing the dumbbell to the chest. The knee. We're not bringing the knee to the chest. You're keeping your knee over your hip when it comes in. Okay. Last option, which would be more challenging, would be to do this with your head lifted. Okay. So you just do the whole thing head lifted. Again, trying to get in touch with like the front of those neck muscles, which connect to our like rectus abdominis muscles, or more like superficial core. And maybe you do a few reps like that, see how you feel. Okay. So that was probably most definitely enough on that side. There's a lot of explanation. So take a rest for a sec, windshield wiper the knees, just let the belly be soft. Maybe move the head left and right. Super good job. And then we are going to do the other side. So I would do a few of the crosses again. Left shoulder to right oblique, left shoulder to right oblique. As soon as you feel your right elbow touch the ground, you're good. not a huge movement, okay? Knees over hips. It's the right leg that starts extended and then you switch and cross, right? So find some really nice core tension here, okay? You want to make sure that that left rib cage isn't coming off the ground as you cross. It's challenging, right? Not easy. If you do feel it lifting or you feel your space behind your low back getting bigger as you move, right? Then just put your left foot on the ground. You'll still get a lot out of it. In some cases, you'll get more out of it if you try that one, okay? And then if you want it a little more challenging, you can lift the head, okay? Good. So we're trying to keep our core super, we'll say, engaged, responsive, right? But you're not moving your spine, you're not moving your rib cage, you're not moving your pelvis. The only thing that's moving are the arms and legs, and your core has to respond. Okay, awesome job. Relax. We'll gently windshield wiper the knees. Okay, we're gonna roll over when you're ready and do a little side plank variation. So you can come onto your right side. I'm gonna be on my left, I'll mirror you. And let's do this one. Have a dumbbell nearby just in case you decide you want to weight it. So it's another one of our like abduction side plank variations. You can add this in if you decide that you want a little extra load. So you're on the forearm. You want to check in with the side body. Lift that side body away from the ground. Okay. For now, we're gonna open the arm with the leg, but I'll show you the dumbbell option in a sec. But we're gonna go ahead and lift the hips, and then you're gonna open the arm and the leg all the way. And I want you to do two things. Push your right leg through the ground more and try to shift your pelvis forward and open up as much as you can. And then you can slowly come down. And I want you to pull the shoulder blade away from your spine and almost like rotate towards the floor and round your upper back slightly. And then open up and shift the pelvis forward. Okay. So you can keep going like that, or you could take your dumbbell and you would literally just hold it on the side of your leg, open up, everything stays the same. Okay. But now you have a way to kind of add a little bit of load to it, just like that. Okay. So hips come up, push through the ground, shift those hips forward, pull your legs apart. And yeah, you'll probably feel, even if it's a light dumbbell, a slight difference in that bottom leg glute work when you come up. Don't forget to try to shift those hips forward. Perfect. Okay, it's probably good. And then we'll come up. We'll do a few windshield wipers, a few reaches. Perfect. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. So you can come onto your left side. Okay. You're on the forearm. Knees are stacked. Okay, we're going to open up, shift the pelvis forward as you drive through the outer edge of your bottom leg. And then you slowly come down. Turn your sternum towards the floor. If you're doing this variation, just a little bit of extra rotation there. If you want to add the dumbbell, you bring it right to the top of the leg, lift up, shift those hips forward, and then slowly come down. You can actually still do this little rotation with the dumbbell too. You can kind of rotate your rib cage towards the floor at the bottom and then drive through that bottom leg to open up. So you're going to feel a lot of work on the bottom leg glute, right? And then depending on the connection there and how far open you can open this top leg, you might also feel some work on the top leg side glute, but it won't be as much as the bottom leg. Great job. All right, sweet. And then we're going to come into tabletop. Okay, so just make sure you have adequate knee padding. Spread the palms. Palms can go directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Okay, so push away from the floor so that your rib cage is moving up towards the ceiling. And then tilt your belt buckle towards your face for a moment, and then lift your sits bones up towards the ceiling a bit. You're gonna park it there and just rock straight back, rock it forward. So when I go back, I don't wanna go so far back that my pelvis tucks, right? I want to keep my sits bones lifted and my glutes spreading, okay? And then I rock forward, keep my elbows straight, and then I rock back, glutes stay spread, okay? And I'm also kind of massaging the bottoms of my hands, pushing into my pointer finger and thumb mound as I rock back and forth. Good. Perfect. Okay. We're going to do quick bird dog rowing. So, yeah, this one tends to feel better with a yoga block like under the other hand. So I'd go for that. If you have wrist issues and stuff like that, or it just doesn't feel good, you could also do this on your forearm. Like you could make it work. You're a little low to the ground, but you could like actually that feels good. You could stack two blocks. You know what I mean? If the palm on the block, it wasn't it for you today. So dumbbell under the right, block under the left. Okay. So we're gonna go left leg back, right elbow rows next to rib cage. Okay. And you're gonna push your left palm through your yoga block or your forearm and think of your rib cage moving up towards the ceiling. I'm rotating to the right with my rib cage here. Okay. Perfect. From there, okay, I'm going to bring my left knee in. If I can hover it, great. If not, I can put it on the ground. But if I can, I'm going to hover and I'm going to thread the needle and I'm going to reach my right arm under my left. Inhale, breathe into my back on my right side, and then exhale, open up and rotate right. And I'm actually lifting this leg a bit too, up towards the ceiling. If I can hover that knee as I come in, I do that. If not, I bring it to the ground. I reach under and then I'm rowing, rotating, and lifting that leg. Little bit of glute in hand. One more. Reach under, row and rotate. Perfect. So before we go to the other side, we're going to come up, grab your other dumbbell. We're going to do a little bit of hingy swings here. So we're going to go, let's go tops of feet down, toes untucked like this, okay? Make sure you got the good knee padding. And we're gonna start to swing the dumbbells back, swing our hips back, and then drive it up, okay? So I'm not sitting my hips towards my heels. I'm driving my hips back. It's like a hinge, right? Yeah, if my arms don't want to go all the way up here, I could just go to shoulder height. That's good too. Okay. Spread the ground apart with your knees. Like literally pull your mat apart. Okay. So think glute spread and then hip shift forward. Glute spread, hip shift forward. Okay. And I'm actually kind of leading with my arms and my hips follow. It's like my arms go down, my hips follow, my arms shoot up, my hips follow. So it's just a kneeling hingy swing. Perfect. Okay. Then we'll switch sides for our bird dog row. So block can go under the right, dumbbell can go in the left. And we're going to go straight back with the right leg here. You're going to start to row left elbow next to ribs, and I'm rotating my rib cage left. I'm trying to lift my right leg up nice and high. And then I bring my right knee to meet my left, thread the needle, round the spine, breathe in, reach, exhale, row, rotate, lift the leg. Reach under, hopefully hovering that right knee, but maybe have it on the ground. And then row, rotate, try to get that leg up. Reach and try to get that leg up. One more. Perfect. Okay. We're going to go back to kneeling and we're going to go back to swings, but we'll have an option if you want to make it a little more challenging. So you can do the same one again, okay? Or you'll swing and then you'll step forward and then you'll swing and you'll step forward, Okay, so either one is good. You could just continue with the other swings, or if you want, you can do the step forward. Good. Might be a little wobbly, but that's kind of okay. Awesome. All right. And then we're going to come down back to table, lose the dumbbells, spread the palms, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward dog. Take a moment, pretend someone wrapped their hands around your hips and pulled you back in space. You can bend into one knee and then the other. Walk out the dog a little bit. And then we're walking our feet to our hands, top of mat. We're going to go both dumbbells here. So spread those toes, spread out the balls of the feet. Think of your feet getting wider and longer and taking up more space on your mat. And then we're rolling all the way up. Nice and slow. Nice and slow, no rush. Okay, great. Once we're here, let's soften the knees, shift the body weight into the left leg, and then step the right foot just a little bit back with the right heel up. So it's your little kickstand. Great. So we're going to soften both knees. We're going to bicep curl, round the spine, and squat down. Okay. So bicep curl, round your whole spine, low back, mid back, upper back, and squat down. Good. And then you're just going to stand up out of it and just open. Okay. Now you're going to bicep curl, lift your sits bones, lift your collarbones, and send your butt back into a hinge and then open up. So the first one was dropping down, bending the knees, rounding the spine, bicep curl. How rounded can you get? How low can you get bending those knees? Open up. Okay. Then this one is all about hips going back, less of that knee bend, lift the collarbones, lift the sits bones, still got the bicep curl. And then uncurl, open up. One more of each. Curl, squat, round your spine, really round it, open up, stand it up. One more. Curl, stick your butt up, lift your collarbones, send your hips back, and then stand it up. Good. This lunge, stand up. You're going to spin your palms, reach them all the way up. We'll go little side bend left, little side bend right. Shift your body weight towards the front of your front foot. So the ball of your left foot. Look up towards the ceiling. Let your dumbbells kind of pull you back a little. And then go ahead, bring the arms all the way down. We'll swirl it out for a second. You can bring your right foot to meet your left. And then we'll do all that on the right side. So right foot forward, left foot back, soft knees. Perfect. So the first one, right, is 3 things at once, but it's curling the dumbbells, rounding your spine, dropping down. And maybe even take a second down here to round your spine more. Okay. So really tilt your belt buckle towards your face. Really drop your sternum as much as you can. And then slowly come out of it. Okay. Now it's not about squatting down. It's about sending those hips back like you're closing a door with your butt, lifting the collarbones, lifting the sits bones, more of a neutral spine, and then stand it up, right? So the other one, bending the knees, rounding the spine, dropping down, pushing through that right foot to come up, and then hips back, collarbones lifted, sits bones lifted, and then standing up. One more of each, okay? So this is flexion, rounding, kind of curling into a ball, knee bending, right? Coming up. And then this is more neutral, lifting the sits bones, sending those hips back in space, coming up. And then spin the palms, frame the ears, or have the dumbbells a little in front of you. Little side bend right, little side bend left. Shift the body weight towards the ball of that right foot, looking up at the ceiling, opening the front of the body, reaching those dumbbells back. And then you can bring them all the way down. and we'll swirl it up. Awesome job. Okay. So we are going to go into these like long, they're kind of like a mix between a hinge and a lunge. We did them somewhat recently, but we're going to do it one step at a time. So left foot forward, right foot is far back. Okay. And it's not like crazy wide, but you're certainly not on a tightrope either. You're like train tracking it for sure. Okay. Now, your left knee is bent over your heel. So there's going to be times when we do this where you're going to find yourself probably doing this and pulling the knee back. And when you do that, you just rebend the knee. So it's over the heel, maybe a little in front is fine too. Now wiggle your back foot back even more. Like it's far back. Now your dumbbells stay under your shoulders. Don't have them back here. And you're going to hinge your hips back. So yes, our torso is leaning forward, but I really want you to think about this movement coming from the pelvis and the hips driving back. So we're hinged. Now push a hole through the ground with the left heel. That should light up the glute. Okay. Stay in the hinge as you bend your back knee and drop down. This is the lungy part. Okay. Now you're going to start to stand. You're actually going to bring that right knee back to more of a straightened position, but then you're going to lift your trunk and tilt your belt buckle to face straight ahead. Okay. This is the part where you might find that left knee pulled back. Rebend it. Okay. So hinge is part one. Okay. Lunge is part two. Pushing a hole through the ground with your left heel is the whole entire thing. But you start to come up and then you face your belly button straight ahead. Okay. So hinge, my back knee is straight. Drop down, my back knee bends. I come up, my back knee straightens, and then I'm lifting my whole trunk. I'm extending through my back leg and my back hip. Okay. Hinge, lunge, and all the way back up. Okay. Come on up for a sec. Shake out the left leg. Okay. So now we're going to make that into something else. So lose one of your dumbbells. I was going to say we're going to make it dynamic, which we are going to. This is a bit dynamic, but it's also slightly different. So practice just this a few times. Dumbbell at right shoulder, dumbbell at right shoulder. And you don't even have to have your legs in that position, which we will, but you're going to swing it outside your left hip and bring it back to your shoulder. Yeah. So try that a few times. Outside the hip, back to the shoulder. You could just do it like this, right? And when I swing it, my palm is facing my leg or facing my body, okay? My shoulder internally rotates. Let it be flowy. The key piece of something like this is throwing it off of you, right? Throw it off and then pull it towards. Okay. So the thing about this movement, it's like partly dynamic and a little bit slow-mo all at the same time. So we're going to go back to that position with the leg back. It's not going to be as far back as we just had it. Okay. But this is where we did that other movement. This was the one we just did. Bring it in a little. Okay. And we'll go in slow motion first. But think back to the hip airplane we did on our backs. And we also do this kind of frequently. You're going to be throwing the dumbbell off your shoulder, swinging it outside of this leg, and then you're going to pull it back to your shoulder as you turn your pelvis exactly to the right. So my jean zipper turned to the right. I turn my foot out, but check in with your left knee. Don't let it go with you. Then I'm going to come back. That's the kind of fast part. This is the kind of slow part. So swinging has to be kind of fast, right? But then I'm pulling it to my shoulder as I turn away. I can drop down nice and low and then come up out of it, right? I can do it like this, okay? Or I could just kind of stay up. I don't have to drop down. And the swing part is a little hingy, a little lungy, meaning my knees are bending and my hips are going back, okay? But you're throwing the dumbbell away and then you're pulling it towards you as you turn your pelvis away from that front leg. Good. So maybe a few more. That part's kind of flowy and fast. This part's kind of slow. Flowy and fast, a little slow. Good. And we are pivoting and spinning on the ball of this back foot. Okay, relax for a second. Let that go. Okay, we have one more, and then we'll do And then we'll do all three of those. So yeah, perfect. This one is the same one dumbbell, but it's in both hands now. Okay. So not in one hand anymore. We got both hands. And we're gonna be doing more of like a cross chop situation. So we just did, yeah. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna either bring it to your right shoulder or reach it up to the right. Either one. Okay. Either one is good. And you're gonna start with your right foot forward and your left foot back. Okay. I'm going to reach mine up, but you could have it at your shoulder. You're going to switch your feet. Okay. You're going to jump up, switch your feet, and chop it outside your left hip. And then you're going to jump up, switch your feet, and chop it back up. So outside hip, come back up. Okay. Front heel down, back heel up. Front heel down, back heel up. I can also just go here to here. It's a little more easy. It's a little easier to control to just go shoulder to hip, shoulder to hip, right? Versus all the way up, all the way down. Okay. The other option, okay, is to go here and go all the way down into your lunge and drive it up. All the way down to your lunge, drive it up. All the way down, drive it up, right? Or shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip, shoulder. Nice job. Okay. Relax for a sec. Maybe walk around your mat. Let the heart rate come down. Just like take a sec. So now we're going to do all three of those on the other side. So grab the other dumbbell. We go right foot forward. Left foot is nice and far back, like pretty far back. Bend the right knee so it's directly over your heel. Okay. Then I'm hinging. When I hinge, I don't want you to think about nose diving forward. I want you to think about your butt going back and your sits bones lifting. Okay, so I'm in my hinge. I'm going to bend my back knee. That's the lungy part. I start to stand, pushing a hole through the ground with my right heel, but then I'm coming all the way up. Yep. Hinge, lunge, push a hole through the ground, and come on up. Okay. And my back knee is pretty straight at the top here, looking for a nice lengthening stretch through the front of that left hip as you come up. Now, okay, something that's like kind of nuanced with this one, but will make a big difference for you is when you're coming up out of it, you want to think about using your foot pressure and your glute and your hips to come up, and you're not lifting from your back. Okay. And just thinking about that can A, take it out of your back if you're having issues with that, and B, light up your glutes and your legs in a really great way. Okay. So just think about that. You don't want to be lifting yourself out of this from your upper body, your shoulders or your back. Okay. Awesome job. We'll shake out the leg and then we'll keep one dumbbell. Great. And then a few times practice left shoulder, outside right hip. Okay. Left shoulder, outside right hip is the swing. Yeah. And you could play with it a few times here. This is just the swing part, right? Just the swing part. There is a little rotation through my rib cage. Great. So then when you're ready, you throw it away from you, swing. This is where the knees bend, the hips go back, right? Then I'm going to pull it towards me and I turn away from my front leg. And then I go fast and then I'm kind of pulling it towards me in slow motion. Throw it away, pull it towards me, rotate over that front leg, rotate away from the front leg. Good. See how that feels? So we're doing that pelvis rotation over the fixed femur, right? But you also get that push and pull practice, pushing the dumbbell off, pulling the dumbbell towards. Great job. Okay. Relax. And now we got our chops. These are chops because it's not, you're really driving it down and then driving it up. Okay. So for this one, we're going to be going left shoulder to right hip or up to the left, down to the right. Right. So you would start left foot forward, right foot back, switch your feet, switch your feet. switch your feet, switch your feet, right? Or sink down, jump up, sink down, jump up. You could, should have said this before, just take a step and come back. I guess a little late now, but you could do that if you don't feel like jumping, right? Or little jump and get used to your feet leaving the ground and then landing at the same time. Down, drive it up. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. So we're going to look up, look down, round the spine, roll it down. We're going to plant the palms and step back and then lower all the way down onto your belly. Make a pillow for your forehead. Bend the knees, gently sway the legs side to side. Let the whole body be nice and heavy. Let that work go. Go ahead and circle the ankles 4 or 5 times, nice and slow in each direction. And then we'll do a little kind of back body focused work here. So reach your arms forward, and you're gonna kind of imagine that you're holding onto a bar or something here. And then we're gonna lift the whole body up. So, or we'll say this, we're gonna definitely lift the upper body. And then if you wanna lift your legs, it's optional, but you totally can. So you're gonna lift everything up, kind of grab onto this imaginary bar, and then you're just gonna pull it down like this. Good. And then you're gonna, if your legs are lifted, keep them lifted, and you're just gonna pull down. And my gaze is straight down at the mat, and I'm just like pulling that imaginary bar down, just like this. Keep the shoulder blades wide, breathing into your back. If your legs are sinking, lift them up again. Totally fine though if you decided to keep them on the ground. Okay, pause here. Now, see if you can keep your elbows where they are, but try to get your fists up higher. And then try to keep your elbows kind of where they are, but then bring your fists all the way to the other side of you. And then see if you can bring the fists up here. So we've externally rotated the shoulders, and now see about bringing the fist the other way. And you just go back and forth like that a few times. You're trying to clear the floor, doing your best with it. And then relax, make your pillow for your forehead. Bend the knees, gently sway the legs. Great. Come into your Sphinx. Okay, so spreading the palms. Think of your rib cage moving towards the ceiling, and then your rib cage moving towards the floor. Or you could think of this as your shoulder blades spreading and your shoulder blades with control coming together. I don't want to say you're squeezing them or crunching. They're moving towards each other. They're moving away. Or the back of your shirt is scrunching, and then the back of your shirt is spreading. Okay, then pause with the back of the shirt spreading, and you're going to take your eyes, and your eyes look to the left, and then your head follows, and you turn your head as far left as it comfortably goes. Then take your eyes, look right, and then take your head and look, try to see your right foot. Eyes look left, head follows, eyes look right, head follows. We'll just do like one more in each direction. Perfect. And then you can do the same thing. Eyes look down, chin goes down, eyes look up, chin looks up. Few times. So the eyes kind of initiate and then the head follows. Perfect. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. So drive your knees down, hips come up. Try to bring your head in line with your rib cage and your pelvis. Okay. Take a breath in as you round through your upper back, and a breath out as you lift your collarbones. Breath in as you round through your upper back, angry cat at the upper part of the back, and then lift the collarbones as you exhale. Okay. Now the head piece of this can get a little confusing. So A, you could ignore it and just focus on the spine, the upper back part. Okay. B, when you round your upper back, your head goes forward a little bit, but don't let it go too far forward. Okay. Then when you lift your collarbones, your head's going to come back, but don't let it go too far back. Okay, so that's just maybe something you think about. Maybe it's not. And then once you're good with that, we're just gonna go ahead and lift the knees and we're gonna hold. Okay, my collarbones are trying to aim forward without me sinking towards the ground. And we're just holding, breathing, not for that long probably. And then bring the knees down, reach the hips back towards your heels. Take a few moments for a little bit of a reset, maybe reach side to side, or just take a few moments of stillness. Just let your body relax for a few seconds. And then we are going to make our way back up. A couple more things, and then we're going to wind it down. We're almost there. Okay. So you could just come through like your downward dog, send the hips up and back, and then you could walk your feet and hands, and we're going to roll it up. Okay. First one, we're going to revisit something that we did. Or it's not the exact same thing we did, but similar. Something we did Friday. So grab your yoga block. You're going to want your wall. Okay. If for some reason your feet are like longer than the block, then just put two blocks, like one in front of the other. But if your heel is on and your toes are dangling off a little, that's fine. But you want to make sure your heel is on. And then we're stepping up with the right foot, right? The outside leg is on the block, and then your hand is connected to the wall here. You're in charge of, you don't want to be too close, but you don't want to be too far. So you can play around a little with where it is. And then one other thing I want to mention, don't have your arm behind you. You might need it a little in front of you, if anything. Okay. So we're going to do one more like quad-ish movement and then one more like glute-ish movement. So start to spread your palm and like gently push it into the wall. Okay. Good. You're going to bring this left leg in front of you. Yep. And pull the toes towards your face. You're going to start to bend your right knee and sit your hips down a little bit. So I don't look like this. Okay. My hips are kind of going back. You're going to go down and get your heel as close to the ground or touching the ground. Come up a tiny bit, go back down, and then stand all the way up, pushing a hole through your block, so much so that your left hip actually hikes up. So your right hip drops and your left hip hikes. And then you're going to bring that leg out in front. You're going to sit down. Now the floor, think of it as just a landmark, and you can move your arm with you down a little if you need, but you don't have to touch the floor. You can if you want. And we want to load these tissues, right? It's good for them. Okay. Then you push through the block and try to think of pushing a hole through the block and hiking the left hip up nice and high. So when I finish, my hips look like that. Okay. So try a couple more. It's down, halfway up, down, all the way up. Something else to notice. What angle is your right knee veering? So your right knee, you want it most likely somewhere between your second and fourth toe, right? Some of you might need to actually pull it out a little. Some of you, that might be totally wrong and you need to actually move it in towards midline a little. So just keep that in mind when you do this one, but pick a direction and stick with it. Okay. We'll do one more. Awesome. Come off the block for a sec, shake out the right leg. And then we're going to go now reaching the leg back. And that was a lot of this and a little bit of this. Now this next one is a lot of this and a little bit of this. Okay. So it's more of like a step down variation, but you're going to soften your left knee. Now focus the most on your hinge. So focus the most on getting your hips back and reach your left toes as far back as you could possibly get them and potentially tap the ground. Come up a little, tap, and then push a hole through your block to stand all the way up. And if you want to do that hip hike again, you could. So now, how far back can I get my foot? Come halfway up. How far back can I get my foot? And then I come all the way up. So now we're lengthening with tension all the tissues on the back of the leg. This knee is bending and straightening a little, right? But primarily all about the hinge versus the other one was kind of the opposite. Okay. Perfect. And then shake out that right leg. Let's turn around. We'll do both of those facing the other way. So just be mindful. Don't forget about your arm and your shoulder. Like you may need to move it in front a little, move it down a little, like keep the shoulder comfortable. You might have to do a fist if your wrists or your fingers don't like it. But I like this wall and this setup because it helps you stay organized over this leg. You're kind of pushing yourself over your stance leg. Okay. So right leg goes in front now. I'm hopefully not being afraid to bend my knee because our knees should bend and we got to walk downstairs and things. I'm coming up a little, I'm tapping, and then I'm standing. My right hip hikes as I push a hole through my yoga block, right? Now, if I am worried about this movement, I might only go a little, right? Come halfway up. So there's gonna be an angle that works. There's gonna be somewhere where, okay, I point my knee in this direction, I only go to this step, and everything's good. Okay. And you might be totally fine to go all the way to the ground, but there might be limitations in like the ankle. So it might not even just be like your knees. And depending on how high your yoga block is, like all kinds of factors. So don't necessarily have to touch the ground. But look, now my knees bending a lot and my hips are sitting back a little, right? Versus, okay, shake that out. Versus the other one, I might have to move my arm forward. I hinge, right? And I'm really focused on the hinge. My hips are going back a lot. My knee is bending a little. I'm reaching my right toe as far back behind me as I can get. And then I stand it up, right? But we're still doing that like 1.5 down, halfway up, down, and then pushing a hole through the block to come all the way up. Good. Reach, halfway up, reach, all the way up. Still thinking about your left foot though. Like, can you spread the toes? Can you try to take up more surface area? Like, you don't want, sometimes doing this with the toes dangling off the block might be super helpful for not gripping, but some people, it doesn't work. So, something to try if you want to dangle the toes. Okay, relax, shake it out. We're almost there. We have like 2 more things and then we'll wind it down. Okay, so grab one dumbbell. We're actually going to transition and do some side lunge work. So take your feet nice and wide, nice and wide. Yep. And let's see how I want to have you do this before okay, that's what it is. Stick your dumbbell in your left hand. Again, my lefts and rights mixed up. Okay. And if you're able to have your feet straight ahead, go for it. If they need to be turned out a little, that's fine. But just make sure your knee is like tracking with your second toe, whether they're forward or turned. Knee will track with second toe. So start a tiny bit shifted to your right. I'm not mirroring you. I'm doing the same thing. Start tiny bit shifted to the right. My right knee is a little bent. I'm not fully in my full side lunge, but I'm a little shifted right. Bring your dumbbell in front of you a little, and you're going to shift to the left, kind of sink into your lunge as you row. And I'm rowing left, rotating left, reaching down with my right hand. Check out your left knee. Make sure it's in line with your second toe and it's not way out here. Unless your foot's turned out, then your knee might, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now you're going to come back and I'm not fully sitting into it, right? I'm just a little shifted right. Now I'm fully shifting left as I row. So little shift right, full sit into it situation here, right? If my toes turned out, it's going to look like that. Okay. So you just want to keep the second toe, the knee, the hip, the nose, all in a line. Right to left. Right to left. Perfect. And then roll it out for a sec. And then we'll do the other side. So now I'm a little shifted left, but not fully. And then I'm fully sitting into it. I'm doing a row and I'm reaching. And there's a little bit of a cross body rotational reach here with the opposite arm. So I'm kind of reaching my left hand towards my right foot a bit. And I'm just pulling that elbow back. So I shift left and I sit into my lunge right. Shift left, sit into my lunge, hips back and knee bends. And there's a little bit of that cross reach going on. We'll get one more. Perfect. Okay. Last like active movement, and then we'll wind down. We're gonna do some skaters. And okay, we've done these before. It involves kind of this push and pull situation. So just try the arm for a sec. I'm throwing my dumbbell. It's at my left shoulder. My left leg's in front, my right leg's in back. I'm throwing my dumbbell off of me, swinging it in front of me, pulling it towards me. When I swing it in front of me, my palm faces my body. Okay, so my palm is facing me. I might just work on this actually, right? Like this might be the movement, right? If I want to do the full skater, as I throw my dumbbell to my left, I jump to my right and then I pull it back. So I jump and I pull back. The number one thing, well, I don't know if this is the number one thing, but a key thing, don't rush it. Like wait, let it fully swing and then come back. Throw it away, let it swing and then come back. Yeah, try that a few times. If I want, I can go down, come up, pull myself down, throw it away, pull myself down. Letting my spine kind of move with me. I'm a little side bendy. Good. Nice work. Okay. We got the other side. We're almost there. Dumbbell at the right shoulder. Okay. Yep. Try it on the other side a few times. Kind of get your brain used to what we're doing. Throw it to the right first. Then it swings in front and then I pull it to my shoulder. Yeah. And it's not, so think of the dumbbell. It's just swinging in front of me like this. I'm not turning my rib cage. So take the rotation piece out of this one. It's just my sternum faces straight ahead. My sternum faces straight ahead. Yep. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to the left, pulling to the right, going to the left, pulling to the right. Maybe I sit into it, throw myself left, and come right. So think side to side, not super rotational actually. The dumbbell's just swinging right in front of my body. Great job. Okay, let's wind it down. So we'll come back, we'll look up, we'll look down, we'll round the spine, roll down, plant the palms, step back, bring the knees down. We're gonna swing them out around in front of us, give them a really nice shake on the mat. So you can bounce the legs up and down, shake out the arms. Start to settle your breath and start to settle your body. And then we're actually just gonna come all the way back down to the mat and we'll re-arrive here. Haven't been on our backs again in a bit. Take a second, let the whole body be nice and heavy. Gently rock your head from side to side. Settling the energy, settling the body. You can slide your roller or your block under the pelvis. Reach the legs all the way up. And gently sway the legs side to side. And then you can separate the legs a bit and do some really tiny, like golf ball size hip circles. Yeah, super small. Beautiful. We'll go both directions. Nice. And then we'll cross left ankle over right thigh, kind of a figure four here. Or not kind of, it is. It's a figure four here, but it's elevated. Okay. And then something you could play with. Well, before that though, make sure you're driving your left knee away from your face, but you could do like the tiniest pelvic tilts here, especially if you're on your roller. Your belt buckle could tilt towards your face a smidge and then tilt it away from you. And that might be kind of an interesting thing to do. Or you could also just grab behind your right leg and untuck and hold, and that should give you a really nice stretch there. You also may want to gently rock side to side there. Okay, good. And then we'll do the other side, right over left, driving the right knee away from the face, maybe doing a few baby tuck untucks, maybe interlacing the hands behind the left leg, not forcing that though. Maybe a gentle rocking side to side. And as we're doing this, right, you want to be slowing your breath down and inviting your body to get a little heavier and a little more relaxed. Okay. And then we're going to bring our feet down and see if there's any other shape, position, adjustment that would feel really nice. Maybe you want a full body twist or happy baby or just some reaching or stretching out the face or wrist circles or something, anything like that. And then we're going to do our final relaxation. But sometimes it's nice to find the relaxation through contrast. So, what we'll do, we're going to basically like tense the whole body and then relax it. Okay. So, you're going to kind of like start at the feet and like curl your kind of like you're scrunching your toes together, not full effort, nothing cramping here, but squeeze your toes, hug your toes, point them like this. I'm just kind of curling them. And then imagine that energy and that tightening kind of going into your shins, your calves, your knees, your quads, your glutes, a little bit your pelvic floor, even the front and the back. You're kind of squeezing your butt, squeezing your belly. And again, this is all moderate. Okay. You can squeeze your fists and curl your wrists and squeeze your face, squeeze your whole body. And then you can push your whole body into the ground. It'd probably be arms and legs. Push, 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 push. And then you're going to let all this go. And you're going to relax the whole body into the floor. So we are only doing that once, but now make sure toes are fully relaxed. They're spreading and chilling. Up your legs are relaxed. Pelvic floor now is relaxed. You might have to think about that. Check in with your belly, your chest, your fingers, your arms, your face, your jaw, whole body. Let it be super heavy. Sinking deeper into your mat. And we'll take a few moments of stillness. You can always feel free to stay here as long as you like. You got to make moves, maybe start to wiggle fingers and toes, gently rock your head side to side, maybe roll around a little bit. And then we'll come on up into our seat and we'll bring the arms all the way up and palms together, down through heart center. We'll bow forward in gratitude for practicing together this morning. So good to see you all. Let me know if you have questions on anything. Great job. And that was tough. I'm sweating. Awesome job.